Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this dress. So first thing is that you see the fabric I have here. It's folded into two, so you can just cut yours, fold it into two like this. The width of the fabric, that's from here to here, is just bust divided by 4 plus 1. So the bust I'm working with here is 44, divided by 4 is 11, plus 1 is 12. So the width is 12 here. And then you see I marked half an inch at the top, half an inch at the bottom. This is because my top is going to be starting at 5.5, and then my waist is at 17, half an inch to join the gathered parts to the bottom. So my top is going to be starting at 5.5, but you see I added half an inch at the top here to hem it, right? So now the next thing is going to be to go to the end here, add my shoulder measurement divided by 2 minus 1. So my shoulder divided by 2 would have been 8. So if I subtract 1 from it, it will be 7. Then the next thing I'm going to do is place back my tape at 5.5 and then mark where my armhole would be. So normally it would have been at 10 here. But what I will do now is I'm going to bring it up with half an inch and use 9.5, which is somewhere here. Connect it like this and then give it a curve here. After that, I'm just going to insert my bust divided by 4 plus 1 inch of sewing allowance. Come down to the waist divided by 4 plus 2 inches, 1 inch of darting, 1 inch of seam allowance. And then I'm going to connect it from here to the bust. And then once that is done, you're going to come down on this line and insert your nipple to nipple divided by 2, which is going to be somewhere here. So this is going to be my dart. So put back my tape at 5.5 and mark where the bust point is, shoulder to the bust point, which is at 12. But I'm going to use my dart is going to go all the way up to 13, because you have to stop 1 inch before the nipple line. Mark half an inch on this side, half an inch, connect it here. So I'm just going to notch it to know that I'll have a dart here, which is about, the dart is going to be probably like 5 inches here, right? So now all I have to do is cut this part out and cut off the side. So guys, this is it here. So you're going to cut out the lining also. You see I have the lining, I have the cloth. So I'm going to be joining the two of them together now. So this is how I'm going to join it. The way it is now, you've cut the lining for it. So you see I have it this way, the right side facing the lining, and this is how I'm going to join it. Take it this way, place it like this, and then I'm going to go ahead and sew close from the armhole using half an inch, come back down and close this part. But before I even do that, I'm going to insert my strap, right, which is this. So basically I cut out fabric that is about 3 inches of width and then folded it into 2, use half an inch to sew close one side, leaving me with just 1 inch. I flipped it over, so this is what it looks like. So I'm going to take one belt, fix it inside here, one strap, put it just towards the end here, but leaving half an inch at the end. You see I didn't put it to the very end here. I'm going to close it up just like that, and I'm going to do the same on this other side too. Take this here, place it in between here, just like that, leaving some space at the end. Put this down and cover it. So when I go to sew, I'm just going to use half an inch to sew the end, half an inch sewing into the armhole, close it, and then once I'm done, I'm going to flip it out and put in my dart on the two ends. So guys, this is it here. You see I've added my dart, my bust dart here. So all I have to do now, this is the side. So you see this is coming from the inside. So the length of my belt is going to be 5.5 for the front, because remember we had 5.5 left here in the front. So once I measure 5.5, I'm going to fold it towards the back, and then I might stop it somewhere at the armhole, because my back panel is going to come in somewhere here, right? And it's going to be like a tie. So it's going to go straight from this point, it's going to run straight across like this. So basically once I fold it 5.5 for the length here, so remember it's going to also be 5.5 towards the back, and then it's going to come down here and stop. So in total, this is going to be what my belt would look like. Or you can just let the whole thing be for now. Once you finish joining the fabric and everything, the back panel, then you can tie it and then pin down where you feel the most comfortable, right? So now that this is done, we are going to go ahead and cut the tie. So this is what I'm going to be using. I have this wide fabric like this. I have two of them. one for each side, right? And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take this the way it is now, place it on one side of the back. That way I can measure what I want. So, but before I place it, I'm going to leave 1 inch at the upper part here, because I'm going to fold it like how I normally hem the end of my dress. So once I check what I need for that, I'm going to bring it up exactly on that point, which is somewhere here, like this. And then I'm going to mark it. And then I'm going to draw in the shape of the end of this cloth like this, because I'm going to be cutting it from here. And then I'm also going to add 1 inch at the bottom also, because I need it to also hem the bottom part, right? And then I'm going to mark it all the way like so. And that is it, right? The upper part starts here. And then all I have to do, you can keep your hand straight all the way to the end, or you can narrow it towards the end like this, because you don't want the end of the belt to be just this, like as wide as the bottom, as wide as the beginning. So you might want to narrow it a little. So this is what I'm working with. If you're wondering what the length is now, and I still add some fabric just to make it a little longer, but at the moment the length of this here is about 34, right? So I'm going to go ahead and cut off the excess here and then cut this towards the end. So guys, this is it here. You see, I've joined the stuff to the side. This is how I use the side here. You see, I've joined it, but I stopped 1 inch before the end of the cloth. I stopped. You see the hemming I used here, the 1 inch I left at the top, at the bottom, I hemmed it all the way to the end of the strap here. You see the part where I joined it, I hemmed the end close. So it narrows towards the end, because you don't want it that wide, right? So this is what we are working with at the moment. This is the other side too. You see that I stopped 1 inch before the end because I need to add the bottom girder. This is what I'm using for the girder. How you're going to calculate the width. If I open it up, it looks like this, right? I just folded it into two so you can see it. So this is it here. It's just one piece of cloth, right? But the width is basically, you can do your hip times 2, right? And then cut one piece of it here, and then this is the second piece. So they are both equal width. That's the width and the length are just the same. This is it here. So you see, this is just the same fabric. So one is going towards the back, one is going towards the front. Both of them are the same length, the same width, and folded into 2 also. So this is the one I'm using for the back. So these are the changes you're going to make. The one for the front, let's say this is the one for the front, just take one as the one you're using for the front. All you have to do is just to take it the way it is, and then like I said, you're just going to make a girder and girder it only on the front bodice. That is why I left like 1 inch. I didn't close up the entire thing towards the end here for the front panel, because I'm just going to take it now and make a girder all the way in the front panel. So guys, you see, I've added the girder. So basically I just sewed it down all the way just for the front piece, and then this is it here. So now we have to attach something that will go towards the back. This is what we're using for it here. This is it again, the same width of fabric, the same length. All I have to do now is that I'm going to take this particular one and I'm going to get a fabric that is about 3 inches of width and just as long as this here, and then I'm going to use it to make a casing for elastic. So I'm just going to take it like this, sew it, fold it into 2 like this on top, and make a casing, that my elastic will pass through. So that is what I'm going to do. Take it, make a casing all the way on the top of this here, and once that is done, I'm going to join it from one side, join the 2 sides together like this, sew it all the way to the waist, all the way to the waist on this other side. So you're going to go ahead and join the side and then hem the bottom of your clothes. You see what I'm using for the pocket. How you're going to join it, just sew one side to one side. Is about 10 inches by 8 inches of width, and then sew one side of the seam allowance, the 1 inch of seam allowance you're using by the side here. So all you have to do is just close up the bottom, close up the top, and then leave about 5 inches or 6 inches open in here for your hand to fit in. That is your pocket. So you see, the 2 sides of the pocket are sewn to each side of the seam allowance on my side. The same thing goes on this other side too, right? All I have to do is just lose my stitch and leave about 5 inches opening in between, so my hand can go into this pocket, and then just close up the bottom, close up the top. And the next thing is going to be to pass my elastic through the waist here. I've made my casing, right? So I'm going to now pass my elastic here, and then when I pass the elastic, this is how I'm going to close it. So I'm going to fit this in between, right? So my front panel first, the waist of the elastic second, and then this one third. If you want, you can just close up the body of your clothes and then place this one on top. It depends on you how you want yours to be, right? It can go either way. So but I would want the waist of the skirt to go in first, and then the back panel on top of it, and then sew it close with my elastic in between. After that, all I have to do is just wear it and find where I feel the most comfortable. Wear it, tie the belt, and find where the belt, and figure out where I'm most comfortable with the strap, and then just stitch it on that particular point. So guys, this is the dress here. So like I was saying, you have to put it on and then tie the back. Once you tie the back, then you figure out where you want to place the belt, right? So I'm going to try my own and figure it out. So you see, this is what the elastic at the back looks like. So if you want it to have a little bit of this ruffle at the top, what you can do is that once you make the casing for your elastic, so like just make a straight stitch on top of it, like 1/2 inch, and then pass your elastic in between, not at the stitch out on top, the one in the center. My elastic is in here. This one is the one causing the ruffle. So that's how you're going to get this look on it, right? So that's basically it here. This is the front of the dress. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.